Dave from the Redneck Garage. Well, the frame turned out absolutely gorgeous. It was awesome. The bed liner coating looks great. If you've ever heard somebody say I've got good news and bad news, that's where I'm at. I did discover something with the frame that I'm not very happy about, so let's take a look at that. Well, this frame looks absolutely awesome with the bed liner on it. It looks super cool. It'll be impervious to oil. It should help with the rust, but there is one thing that I noticed that is not making me very happy whatsoever. Maybe I should have noticed it, but I did not. If you look at the motor mounts here, and you look at the motor mounts on the old one, you can obviously see that this is a 4-cylinder frame and this is a 6-cylinder frame. So crapola. So far so good with the Redneck platform. All made out of cheap old 2x4s. It's sitting on the front. I've got a couple more cross braces to put in, but it's sitting pretty sturdy. I got one more leg to put on over here, and my mini hacksaw ran out of juice, so I'm waiting for the battery to charge up. Then I'm going to pull the front springs and see how low it drops down there, and then I'm going to look at the back and kind of get an idea of where we're going to be sitting to try to take those off. Okay, so I got the table put underneath it, and before I hit it back in the morning, I'm having a shock top. No fat man's beer tonight. It's a Belgian white and it is mighty good, and I'm going to watch some TV with my lovely wife over there. Hi, baby! There she is. But this thing kicked my butt, but it's up on stands and ready to figure out how I'm going to get the frame out from underneath it. See you in the morning. So I've got about everything disconnected from the body except for this stupid parking brake cables. Nice. So this has really been what's been my pain in the butt. I've got everything else off of the truck. And it's amazing how light this thing is. I can actually lift it up off the back. So the cab isn't that heavy. I can do it with one arm. But this was completely rusted up. And I was able to take a wire wheel and brush off this. And then use some Croil on it. And you can see that it's actually going pretty good now. So once I get this off and I get these two cables for the parking brake off, then we'll be ready to go ahead and start rolling the frame out. Whatever that looks like. So I got up early and was going to work on the Jeep, and it's raining, but someone drove the YJ last night with the top off and decided not to put the cover on it, so I caught that before it got waterlogged. Jennifer. And we're going to be working on this today. I've got one parking brake cable I need to loosen up, and then the frame should be loose from the body itself. I'm out there working the rain, so I can't really film all of it. It'll ruin my camera, but I've got one spring out and I've lowered it down, and this frame is really pretty light, so I can actually push it with my hands, and you can see that I've pushed it backwards that far from the rear, which is super cool. Now if I can get the front end lowered enough, take that other spring out and drop it down enough, I should be able to push it forward enough, even with it sitting on that frame, to take the rear end out with it sitting here, and then let it go forward and take the front end out, rather than trying to take the whole frame out from underneath it. So we're going to see if that works. Well, the rain's starting to slack off a little bit. I got this side torn down quite a bit, and I went ahead and bought another spring compressor because I didn't want to take one off, put it on, take it off, put it on. I've got to put the springs back on that frame, so I'm going to have one on one side, one on the other, just to eliminate some double work. So now I've got two spring compressors. Awesome. Woo! So I'm going to start compressing this side down and see what we got. These are kind of a pain to set up, but they look like they're going to hold on a little bit better than the other ones. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I got the motor mounts off and got the front end cleaned up, transmission's out of the way. The back end should clear because, guess what? I cut the springs because they're going to be not used. I may have to jack the body up a little bit when we're going back in, or put the springs in after it's installed. I haven't decided that yet, but one step at a time, right? So I'm going to push it back and see how far back I can get this axle, make it easier to get it out of this rust hole. Oh. So I'm going to just try to Just to make it easier to work on, I'm just going to go ahead and take a hacksaw and cut this piece off and cut it on the other side, and this whole back piece will come off. Super cool. Okay, the shortest frame Jeep in the history of mankind. Got those back ears just cut off. Now I'm right down to the differential. And then of course the front. When I'm done with that, I can just let this roll forwards and then be able to pull that out, and then it'll just be left that skanky rest of the frame. I promise you one thing, it is hot out here and it's almost too hot to drink a beer, because once you get dehydrated like this, holy crap. So I'm going to go get me some Gatorade. I'm going to keep working on this thing. Made a lot of progress though in one day. Alright, so I got the rear end out. That was a fun task. Awesome. Now I can start cleaning it up and get ready for it to install in a new frame. I'm excited about that. That's awesome. Randy's here!
Yeah.
After I already got it out. You see it? Look at his hands. See your hands, boy. Yeah.
Look,
that's the hands of a man right there. Here, we're going to have a blue moon. Anyway, this thing's kicked my butt today. However, I got a ton accomplished. I got the rear end out. I got the front end. It won't take much to get it out because it's already cleaned up. Randy said I need to get my rear end out. There's the rear end. I'm working on cleaning it. I got one bolt for the track bar that's just seized up where that Torx bolt is. And I got to get some gas for my torches, and I'm going to heat it up really good, and I think it's going to loosen up and come out. Then it's basically just cleaning, painting, and then installing onto the new frame. So that's super cool. So this thing kicked my butt, but we're going to have a beer, and I'm going to take the rest of the day off, clean up, take a shower,
Please.
and shut up, and think that. And I'm actually really happy that I made this much progress on it. Get this rear end cleaned up, get it installed, and then 90% there. It's awesome. What do you think?
If you wait long enough and get a bar of soap, you'll be able to shower.
Yeah, it's about to rain, so we're going to put a fork in it for today. This isn't a task for wimps, that's all I can say. And that thing is heavy. But I'm excited. We're getting closer. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.
Yeah.
He knows it. Yeah.